Welcome to the October episode of the Library Show. The fall is a great time for the libraries to resume their activities at their usual quick pace. And I'm featuring today a wonderful, wonderful program to come early next month. It's called Stories in the Stacks at Ardmore Library. I love featuring programs that are unique, that are new, that reflect the creativity of the staff and the board members. And this one really does it. We have with us today Annette Sussman. Annette is the president of the Board of Trustees of Ardmore. And I'm just going to ask Annette to tell you all a little bit about this terrific program, which involves a silent auction, it involves prizes, and needless to say, it involves books and the stacks. Annette, welcome to the Library Show.
Thanks, Lenore, and I'm very happy to be here. Stories in the Stacks is our second version of this event. We started it last year, and it is our major fundraiser that is in person for the library. As you may or may not know, the state of Pennsylvania requires that local libraries raise a percentage of the funds to support programs and collections for the libraries. So this is our board's way of doing some of that fundraising and bringing in a major portion of the funds that we're required to raise. This program is a very exciting program for us because we have the support of many of the businesses in the Ardmore, Wynwood, and surrounding area who are supplying us with just very, very generous donations of items and services that we will be both auctioning and raffling off the night of the event. In fact, the online auction will start a week beforehand, and people will have the opportunity to begin bidding before they come to the event. And the auction will be completed the night of the event. Some of the items that we are auctioning off include theater tickets, concert tickets, sports tickets, other types of services and goods that are being supplied, featuring chef's tasting from DePaul's Table, uh, a Tropic Craft donation of a patio heater, um, meals, just an enormous variety of things that people can bid on. In addition, there'll be a raffle that will be held the night of the event. So bring a checkbook or cash because we need to pay for those raffle tickets with something other than credit cards.
And you said these are going to be listed online so people can bid without necessarily coming into the library in advance?
Yes, the auction items will be on an auction site that we will be opening up about a week before the event.
Okay, so go to the Ardmore Library section of lmls.org, I'm gathering.
Yes, and there'll be links to the page. There also will be links to the ticket purchases. It's $35 for an individual, $60 for a couple. And one other feature of the evening, which is new this year, is a story slam. And we've asked some local authors to come and talk about how the libraries have been important to them in their lives. And they will be providing some of the entertainment for the night. Um, just to let people know, it's an adults only event. We will be serving alcohol at the event. We will have a variety of food, some of which has been donated by local vendors. And so, really looking forward to a nice event that will last from 7 p.m. to about 10 p.m. that night.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I wish you great success in it. And I hope that everybody watching today or tonight will come to your event. And if they can't come, at least they could bid for the auction items and you could tell them afterwards if they won, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll make arrangements for them to be picked up.
Well, that sounds terrific. And can I back up for a moment? You said that a number of local authors will be participating in a story slam. Maybe there's somebody else out there like me. What is a story slam?
So it's an opportunity for an author to read a short story, and usually it's
Ah,
3 to 5 minutes, and present their thoughts to an audience. And In this case, we'll probably be inviting, I think, 3 people, 3 to 4 people. We may also have time to invite members of the audience to come up
Mhm.
and participate as well.
And it's all going to be at the library, I assume.
Yes, it will be at the library, indoors.
And people can come that night, or do they have to buy tickets in advance? Is there a discounted price for buying in advance? Or is it the
There
same
is
price?
no discounted price for buying in advance, but they certainly are welcome to show up that night, and join us for the event.
Okay, it sounds great. Annette, kudos to you and to your board for the hard work of getting all those wonderful prizes. Because even though Ardmore is right near the commercial district of Lower Merion, or one of the commercial districts of Lower Merion, it still takes work to go out there and find these things. So I really have to express the appreciation of everybody who utilizes Ardmore Library. On behalf of them, say thank you for getting this whole thing together.
Well, we owe a lot of thanks to our local business community and to a lot of the cultural organizations in and around Lower Merion and Philadelphia for their generous donations.
Super. I wish you much success. Thanks for being on the
Thank
library
you,
show.
Lenore.
And now we're going to go to John. John is not Annette's boss. He is the director of Ardmore Library, and there are lots of other things going on there. He said to me, well, you're going to have Annette on, but there are other things going on besides the fundraising, and give me a chance to talk about them. John, it's your turn.
Fantastic. So I'm very glad the summer's over, because once June starts, I start sweating and I don't stop till like October. And we've got lots of fall programming that we're starting new at the library. So these are all going to be new series of events. So we're trying a lot of new stuff. We're doing a 3-part LGBTQ workshop series focusing on LGBTQ identities, gender and childhood, and trans rights and legislation. It's going to be on the first Tuesday of the month from September through November. The October series will be gender and childhood. The first event was already very successful, and it's a great way to connect with that community, and it's on Zoom, so you can register online.
Ah,
We have a monthly young artist series for school-age children. Each month, we're going to focus on one artist with a project recreating their work using similar techniques and materials. I am very excited about this one. We have a monthly Indian cooking series for adults, and each event will focus on learning a simple technique for Indian cooking. First event was, since it's for October, the first one was in September, and it was on making the perfect mango smoothie and saffron rice.
wow. Oh, very
Um,
ambitious sounding things. That's marvelous.
That's true. And I'm not even done yet. I've got more stuff. We also have a monthly art series for adults. Each event will be focusing on learning a basic art technique. And our first event through September and October will be making abstract paintings using acrylic paints.
Wow. Wow. So
And
you're appealing to the art at all age, art feeling, art talent at all ages.
part of the thing that we're looking at is that Ardmore Library is very successful with our youth programming. It is very popular, and I'm trying to broaden it out to adults and teens.
If I were a person who really liked reading books and wanted to go to a book review, didn't Ardmore have a book club at one point? Or are you continuing that?
We do. First Wednesday of the month, we have an in-person book club that meets at the Processing Center meeting room.
Ah, great. What else would you like to tell us about?
I think lastly, I just want to plug real quick that we do Tuesday nights a board game for adults group, and I generally teach a game every meeting that we have, and it'll be a game that we have from our collection.
Oh, that's terrific. And can I ask, what's the general, for the sake of the audience, what's the general range and ages of the people who come to that?
Oh, anywhere from, early 20s to retirees.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. So people don't have to feel awkward. Oh, I'm the only 27-year-old here, or I'm the only 69-year-old here. There's just a
Uh,
range.
you can certainly still feel awkward, but that's entirely up to you.
Okay. Well, learning to play games, I think, as an adult is a great fun thing to do. And I know it's a popular treat at some other libraries too. So I'm glad you're bringing that to Ardmore. That's super. John, I thank you very much. I wish Ardmore continued success with all the programs, the reaching out to the youth and the adults, and also to the folks involved in Stories in the Stacks, which I hope is a wildly successful evening. If everybody will come, it'll be even more so. Thank you. Thanks for being on. We'll be right back with The Library Show. Welcome back. I won't say this is my very favorite part of the whole year, but I will tell you this is my baby. And it's my baby because I started the One Book, One Lower Merion program over a dozen years ago here, and it has been such a success. We've had a variety of authors, a real variety of books, both fiction and nonfiction. And this year's book, we really owe to Cathy Fiebach, who is the owner of the Main Point Bookstore in Wayne. Cathy's been a member of the One Book Committee for years, and she is invaluable. Her insight, her recommendations have been terrific, and you all, the reading audience, have shown that you enjoy it because you've shown up in droves. This year, we have a book that Cathy had recommended very strongly. Our committee read and agreed, True Biz by Sarah Novick. It's a really different book, and it is fiction, but it's dealing with real life situations. And we're going to have some wonderful programs. But you know what? This is Cathy's turn to answer questions. So let me turn it over to her. Cathy, tell us something about the book and why you recommended it in the first place, and a little something that you might know about Sarah.
Well, thank you, Lenore, for having me on today. And thank you for including me in One Book, One Lower Merion. It's been so much fun to be a part of the group and the committee. And some of the authors we've had come in, before I was involved and since I've been involved have been just phenomenal. And you're right, I'm really excited about this year. Sarah's local, which makes me particularly excited. When I opened the store about 10 years ago, I was amazed at how many phenomenal authors we have in the Philadelphia area. And I just, over and over again, I'm completely overwhelmed. So it's been really nice the years we've been able to focus on local authors for One Book. And we have tried to do that. So that was the first thing that sort of drew me to her. Her book, True Biz, is just a really good read. If you just pick it up and just, yeah. And I think, you were saying that some books take a little longer to get through. This is not one of those. So I think that book groups in Lower Merion will find it very easy to get through it. But the other exciting thing is that there's a lot going on, and a lot that I certainly didn't know about before I started reading it. Sarah, besides being local, teaches at Stockton University, which is in New Jersey, not too far, closer to Atlantic City. She is a activist. She is deaf herself, so she writes from experience. And I think that this book was particularly close to her heart, to be able to sort of introduce people to the deaf community.
That's terrific. It is a fascinating book because it gives you the perspective from a teenager and what she's dealing with in terms of being deaf and going to a special school and so on. But it's not a teenage book. It's an audience. It could appeal to an audience of adults. And frankly, I could see it appealing to young adults as well. So it's really got a pretty broad appeal.
I think you and I have had this conversation before about, that young adult genre, which certainly didn't exist when we were growing up, when sort of it was all fiction, and these coming of age stories were something that you would read. You'd read with your mother or maybe your grandmother and your friends. And since I've been in business, it's become more of a sort of a marketing section. So young adult tends to attract, sort of more romance and fantasy. But this book definitely is a coming of age story that would appeal, to pretty much anybody. And I think that as much as it deals with a lot of deaf issues, a lot of them are just issues that any parent and child can relate to, and anybody sort of trying to find their way.
One of the things that confirms what you're saying is that we had talked about having a book for kids that would be related to our main book and had a heck of a time. We appealed to the children's librarians at all of the Lower Merion libraries. The executive director looked at their suggestions, kind of winnowed them down, but she winnowed them down to about 6. And we thought, well, this is one book, one Lower Merion. We should be able to do more in terms of getting it down to 1. But even I tried to do it. And I found that it was impossible to limit the access of our viewers, our readers. And so what we're doing this year for the first time is we're picking 3 books. One is more a little bit young adult. I would call it, as a former middle school and high school English teacher, I would call it middle school AIM. The other is early elementary, and the other is kind of not toddler, but maybe nursery going up to early elementary years. And each book has something valuable for the audience that would be reading it or that would hear it. And I'm saying hear it because the way we're going to incorporate it into the program is we're going to make it part of our children's story hours and also part of some of the young adult activities through the children's librarians at the 6 libraries. So during November, when all this is going to be happening, I'm going to suggest that everybody watch the bulletins from your local library, look at the lmls.org website, and see what books are being discussed when, because every one of them is really excellent. In fact, one of them, and you know this one, is a Newbery Award winner. That's an award given for children's fiction. And it's just a pleasure to be able to have such a wonderful set of choices for this particular book. And I think Sarah's excited about it too, because we've been writing. So hurrah, hooray. And maybe you could talk a moment, Kathy, if you don't mind, about Bev Rosen's book reviews.
Yeah, I was just going to say quickly that Newbery Award winner is Hello Universe by Erin and Treda Kelly, who is also a Rosemont professor and local. She lives in Delaware, but just another nice plug. And I wanted to make sure that we mentioned that this program is going to be on Sunday, November 12th at 2 p.m. So that's great.
Yeah. No, that's right. I'm glad you mentioned it's 2 p.m. and people don't need tickets. They just need to show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so Beth Rosen's event is going to be, I think, on November 8th at 1 p.m. at Bella. Okay.
Yes. And
make sure I get those times right. Beth has run our book groups since before I think I was on the committee. And she gets a great turnout every year. She always brings unbelievable insights to the book, gets people in conversation. I highly recommend attending her book group. I think that it will be a very good thing to do before you come hear Sarah in person. Might actually help everybody come up with some good questions to ask there.
That would be good. Much appreciated. So yes, thank you. And we're adding one more thing. My thing. Kathy knows this. I always say, why don't we go back to adding a movie to this, to our programs, because we are doing different genres of things. And we're going to include a movie related to the book at the movie club at Ludington Library on November 28th at 7 p.m. So far, it looks as if it's going to be a documentary movie, not a regular fiction movie, but you will be getting more information on that through the LMLS website and through Ludington's own website. And that's being organized by Andrew Perlberg, who is the movie maven for Ludington. And he's always out there picking movies and trying to get things that will really provoke discussion. So we have children's stuff, we have a book review, we have a movie, and of course, the great event is having the author there. Kathy, anything else? And you can buy the book at Kathy's bookstore.
And you can pick it up at the library, any of our great libraries in Lower Merion.
Terrific. And I don't think it's on audio yet, is it?
It is on Libro FM, and it's a really cool audio because they work some of the ASL into the actual audio.
Oh, wow. Oh, I might try it that way in addition to the reading part. Ooh, super. Okay, the month of November, one book, one Lower Merion. Kathy, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate it. Take care. We're rounding off the show with an announcement of a very special event. This is going to be at Gladwyne Free Library, and I'm going to pass the camera, so to speak, to Mary Kate Bolinder from Gladwyne, who's going to talk to us about it. Welcome, Mary Kate.
Hi, Lenore. Thank you so much for having me today.
It's a pleasure. I think this is a very exciting event to come, and it's very much in the mood of fall. So take it away, please.
It is. So the Gladwyne Free Library Board of Trustees is very pleased to host an event at the Union League Guardhouse on October 15th at 5 o'clock. And it is an Eagles tailgate themed party fundraiser for the Gladwyne Free Library. So the Guardhouse has been very generous and welcoming community partners with us for a number of years, and we're just so thrilled to be hosting it with them again.
Right. And actually, I just had heard about the linkage between the Union League in Center City and the Guardhouse in Gladwyne. So that's why it's now called the Union League Guardhouse.
Yes, that is correct. It used to be a Gladwyne institution where people would come and spend time together, and then the Union League purchased it a number of years ago, but they have still been wonderful community partners with us, and we're very thankful for that.
Okay, so since this is a fundraiser for the library, how exactly do you raise the money?
So patrons will purchase tickets to attend the event. It is $100 per person, and included in your ticket, there is an open bar with wonderful fall-themed drinks. We're going to have some warm spiked apple cider to get us in the mood for fall, and there's going to be wonderful upscale tailgating themed foods from the incomparable Guardhouse kitchen. Yes, and then at the event, we will also have raffles for fabulous Philadelphia sports items, as well as a 50-50 raffle to raise money for the library.
And I'm going to ask a question which might seem irrelevant, but I don't think it is for viewers. What is the dress for this? Is this dressy? Is this casual? Is it?
I've got green on for the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Eagles are playing that day. It is. We will.
Kelly green is the color. Do you have to wear something?
You don't have to wear Kelly green. We'll take green in any shade. Just
okay.
Not Jets. I mean, wear the Jets if you must. But we're supporting the Eagles. We're supporting the library. So it is casual dress, tailgate theme, and we are just looking forward to having a wonderful time there.
Terrific. And what time does it start?
It starts at 5 o'clock.
Okay, so it's running sort of 5 to 9-ish. Is that what I would expect?
So 5 until about the conclusion of the game.
Okay. Oh, so there's a game at the same time.
Yes, there is a game at the same time. That's why it's our tailgate party. So people will be able to come and watch the game and enjoy the food, enjoy the company, and know that they're supporting the library at the same time.
All right. Well, I wish you great success. Can I ask just one little question about what you consider your top 2 or 3 raffle prizes?
Oh, we have a fabulous Philadelphia Flyers deluxe package, and we also have a couple prizes that I cannot confirm yet because we are filming a little bit out from the event date. But stay tuned and check out the Gladwyne Library Facebook page. That will have all the most updated information about how you can purchase raffle tickets and what our raffle prizes are.
Oh, wow. This sounds like a terrific event. I'm feeling that feeling of fall already. Well, I wish you great success. Have a terrific time. And I hope you'll all come to all these wonderful events happening at our libraries this fall. Bye-bye for the library show. See you next month.